Okay. So I'll set the scene. This is a 2-part story. It takes place over the course of 2 decades. I begin as a preschool student. I'm a preschooler in this view. Picture me. It's the same person, same size head, smaller body. My parents immigrated here, I think in 97, and they had me in 98. And then they were working like full time. So when I was going to school, my grandma came over from the Philippines to watch me. So she would pick me up from preschool every day, and I would stay over at her place. And then I was like, I want a pet. Like, that's what all the American kids do. And so I want to be normal. And they were like, you can't get a dog, you can't get a cat. Let's give you a fucking bird. And I'm like, okay, cool. I get this bird. I'm like, people name their birds like normal things. Polly, Steven, right? I wanted to be cool because remember, I'm a cool kid. Yeah. I named my bird Motorolla Razor.
It's 1998.
Yeah,
you gave the bird the coolest name any bird's ever had.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was not even
How old were you?
I know this was like oh God, how old was I? I think it was like
the Razor wasn't out until
sorry.
like 2004.
I think it was 2004. I think, I don't know. Whenever the Motorola Razor was out, this was when
I
the
didn't
story
get
takes
mine
place.
until 2006, though.
Oh,
I had
shit.
to wait until they got cheaper.
Yeah. See, I think okay. Yeah, it came out. The story takes place whenever that Razor came out because I wanted one, and they're like nosing at your child, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get my own Motorola Razor, naming my pet. So, anyways,
Tied notes to his leg. Sending a text.
So, I stay at my grandma's throughout the week, and then I go to my parents over the weekend. So my bird stays at my grandma's place. My grandmother, an immigrant, wonderful woman, was a wonderful woman. She makes lumpia for the community because she would just do that. That would be her hustle. Nice. And then one day, like, I come back to her place, and she's like, Zahnae, your bird is deaf. And I was like, oh my God, I thought it was deaf. So I took it back to Petco, my Motorola Razor, and I tried to return it. And I said, my bird is broken. I was like, I would like a new one. And they were like, your bird is dead. And I was like, no, it's just deaf. And I'm like, no, it's dead. Your bird is dead. I'm like, no. Oh. And I was like, but can I return it? Can I get a new bird, please?
This is like straight up out of Monty Python.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And so I don't know when. Yeah, I wanted
Motorola Razor.
I returned. I don't know what happens.
What did they say? Were you alone or like?
I was with my mother, and I don't think she knew how to navigate the situation. So it is, I get another bird.
I think we broke Johnny Garner.
So fucking funny.
I get another bird back, and then I name the bird Motorola Razor again because it's not like I lost the
You
first
got a
one.
new
Wait,
I got a new razor. A new razor. So I leave it back at my grandma's place, and then
she killed the bird, right?
I don't know. Okay,
she
so
put it in the lumpia.
So apparently the lumpia fumes
What
kill
is a
the bird.
lumpia?
Lumpia, like the egg roll, the fried egg roll.
Oh, okay.
So the frying of the egg roll killed my bird. I leave it at the house again, and the thing
Get
is,
it together.
He's about to kill another bird.
I'm not even done with the story. This is just the first part. This is a saga. So, anyways, I leave the bird again at my grandma's place. And I'm like, okay, like we didn't actually know what the problem was. So the thing is, this cycle of the bird dying and me returning it happens 2 more times. And then finally they're like, this is not a family that needs
So 3 birds died.
3 birds died at the hands of my grandmother.
3 razors.
3 razors. 3 razors.
Did you keep
lost their-
naming them all Motorola Razor?
Obviously.
Did you
The
call
best
them 1,
name.
2, and 3, or like was it
Can I
just?
just pause the question here and be like, okay, we figured this out. Why is no one worried about your grandmother? She's in that kitchen too.
I know. I have
It's
no
like
idea.
if like the canary in the coal mine keeps dying, and they're like, the bird's dead again. We'll get another bird.
We need another bird. That's the thing. Like, there's so much mystery.
What is it? So, is there a gas that gets released with lumpia?
Yes, something like that. Some like kind of
But after you eat it, though.
after someone. That's the thing. So
Fart joke.
we end up like
The expression you just made towards me was so unsettling. I didn't even know. I just like looked away.
I'm sorry.
Keep going.
Anyway,
This is going to be the longest story.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
It's my fault. I apologize.
So we realized that birds aren't for me. Pets just aren't for me. I don't get another pet. Fast forward like years later. It's like 2000.
Is this part 2?
Yeah, part 2. 2020, 2019. Or
Okay.
like I'm now taking my grandmother to the eye doctor. Same grandmother. So she's like, that one. So I'm driving in this, what is it? This Acura. We're driving and it's in a strip mall. Surprisingly, callback. So the strip mall is where the eye doctor is. And
Call back to the sexual abuse VR section of the podcast.
exactly.
And you can hear someone inside the massage parlor going like, no, she's not
That's
dead.
not money in the toilet. That's not.
She's not deaf. She's dead. I'm telling you.
And then she's like, so anyways, I'm trying to turn it to the strip mall. And there's like 2-3 crows like right in front of the car. And I'm honking at them because I want them to move. And then my grandma, she scares me. By the way, I love her, but she scares me. And she's like, Hoy anak, we have to go to the eye doctor or else they're not going to fix my eyes and I won't be able to see and it's going to be your fault. And I'm like, oh fuck. I'm like, so I'm like, okay, it's fine. I honked. I hope that everything moved and I turn. I park the car. I don't think about it. Later on, like my dad, I've been going to Seattle to like see somebody, and then he's like complaining. He's like, Zahnae, I think someone peed on your car because it stinks. And I'm like, oh fuck, Dad, I'm just gonna need you to wash underneath the car, and don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. And I'm like, I don't think about it again. 2-3 weeks later, I got a phone call from my mom back in California. She's like, so now you have a ticket. I'm like, excuse me, from the Environmental Protection Agency. And I'm like, excuse me? Apparently I killed 2 crows and it was $40 for each crow. And so $80 I had to pay to the government for killing crows. And the thing here is
How do you feel about crows?
How do I feel about crows? They are, they don't deserve to die.
Be honest, though. Be honest.
They don't deserve to die.
Come on now. You don't care.
They're like,
but you don't care if
I
they do.
don't particularly care for crows, but apparently someone did. And I don't know how.
Called it in.
They called it in. But the thing is, we were at a strip mall. No one else was there. So who found out it was my car?
The people inside the massage parlor.
Fuck. And then, so that's how my family has been responsible for the death of 5 birds.
Do you think the other because crows remember faces?
They remember a lot.
Do you think the other crows know this now and they're like
The murder of crows knows that I murdered crows.
yeah, the murder of crows near your house is gonna be like
Near the strip mall.
we gotta
Go.
fucking stop this lady.
Exactly. She's comfort.
The image of you going in to a Petco with a dead bird and telling them it's deaf. Can I get a new one? It's so funny to me.
Was it in a box?
I was in a bag.
Do you tell
It was
that story?
wait. It was
Do you
in
tell
a
that story on
Ziploc
stage?
bag.
You brought it in a bag?
Yeah.
And told them
Wait, what kind of
it
bag?
can't hear me.
It was like I kept it open at the top. I was like, so that they could get air, but then it was in a bag.
Like a paper bag or
No, it was
plastic?
plastic Ziploc, like one of those gallon bags.
Well, it's
It
not
was
that
on-
weird because they give you fish in a bag, right? Like it's
Yeah.
within the Petco
But it's got water
realm.
and
I know, but like still bagging a
you
animal.
want to bag up this guinea pig for you? I'll double bag it.
Yeah.
He's really squirming. I'll triple bag
See,
this.
I'm trying to write this out as a joke.
Oh
so
my
that-
god! Just tell the story.
Tell the story.
Yeah, just do it. Start tell. Can I please just tell you to tell the story?
Tell the story.
Because you're gonna write it on stage. I promise you. You're gonna
Right.
find those moments to perfectly articulate it.
Perfectly articulated.
Yeah, I tell you, you do it. Tell that story on stage 10 times, and you're gonna have a fucking amazing joke.
Perfect. Cannot wait. It's like, I don't know. I'm waiting for someone to be like, oh my God, You kill birds? What the fuck?
You'd be like, no, I paid full
eventually.
Price for those birds.
Exactly.
Like I donated to the EPA.
Exactly. I got ticketed. Is it gonna show up
Yeah,
on
if you
my
really think
record?
about it. Well, wait a minute. Did Petco give you the additional birds for free, or did you guys buy new birds? Were they like at a point where they like,
I think
okay,
they
this is crazy?
They near the end of it, because I think like the same we went to the same Petco, and I think around like the third bird, you can't do
All
with
the
birds anymore.
staff just know you. Like they're like after this third bird, they see you walking from the parking lot. Like, oh fuck.
Exactly.
I told you about when we bought all those goldfish at Walmart, right?
No.
With the the Roxasset.
No.
We were in college, and like my roommate was African. His name was Bashir, and like we wanted to play a prank on him, so we took a bunch of Roxasset, which is like Percocet and like Oxy.
How does this
almost
prank him? You guys taking a
So
bunch of drugs?
we took a bunch of Roxasset and we went to Walmart and bought the 7-cent fish. You can get fish for 7 cents at Walmart.
Really?
And we bought like $100 worth of 7 cents fish, and we filled his bathtub up and his sink up and his toilet up with these fish. And he goes and he's like, "What the fuck? There are fish in my bathroom." And we said, "Oh, did you leave the drain open?" Because in America, Bashir, if you leave the drain open, fish come up the drain. And he's like, no. And he kept going in. But then the sad part is those fish are not with us anymore.
Oh, you're fucking serious?
But they were
you
gonna
killed fish.
They all
7-cent fish. They were like mutant
What a weird
fish.
price.
Look at these. That is
Woo!
for the
How does
camera.
that translate? Look at that.
That's what a deaf bird will do to you.